All right, everybody, what's going on? Everybody's in the house. There we go. My video wasn't starting. At least on my screen. There we go. Let's see who's here. The Ventoso's in the house. The Renus is in the house. My boy Edgar hanging out in Colorado. Courtney Farrington, a newbie. What's going on there, Courtney? Yeah, we're public. This is fantastic. All right, we are back here with another fun-filled episode of the Alpha Male Show. Wow, what a crazy week this has been. What's happening? Good to see everybody in the house tonight. We got a bunch of stuff to get to. Most of it I probably won't get to, but I'm going to try and do it anyway. First off, let's jump on. I was just looking at a video. My buddy and my engineer, the great Gene Piero, just showed me some of the devastation coming out of Florida from Hurricane Michael. Dave Dudley in the house. What's going on, Dave? I just want to, put out alpha thoughts and alpha prayers and all the rest of that alpha stuff out to everybody down in Florida who's dealing with Hurricane Michael. It's pretty bad down there. 130 mile an hour winds, devastation, destruction. Not much different than this table is today because it was Tom Angeli's birthday yesterday. And apparently he, instead of eating all the cake, he couldn't get it in his mouth fast enough, and he was spitting it all over this table because this tablecloth is covered in cake mix. It's frosting and everything else. Get some in your mouth, would you, for crying out loud, Thomas? I know you're a big fat dude like I am, but for crying out loud, take human bites. Hey, Brandon Schumacher in the house. What's going on, honey? Good to see you. It's always nice when a beautiful girl comes in the room. Makes me feel more useful. But we're sending out all our thoughts, prayers, and best wishes to the people down in Florida, all hit by Hurricane Michael. I don't know if my nephew was in the area. I know he's down at IMG Academy in Bradenton. I think it's in Bradenton. I don't know. It's somewhere down in Florida. And hopefully he's nowhere near the destruction. No, my brother, he just brought him home because my brother's smarter than that. Hey, Libra Wartel in the house. What's going on there, Libra? For those of you who don't know, and most of you don't, Libra, a long-time Lyndhurst resident, she's and I like pointing out when people do the right things. I'm sitting out the other night. I'm at the diner with my kids, and I'm eating. And both our kids come in, Mike and Sierra, with a couple other kids. Hi, Libra. They come in with a couple other kids, and Sierra comes over to us. She gives us all big hugs. She says, "Hi, family." That's the kind of that's the kind of thing I like to see. Why is your computer just screwing with me? It's just screwing with me, Gina.
I had a hard time starting it when you start.
That's all right. There we go. Okay, it's back. But, yeah, Libra's daughter Sierra comes up to us. She gives us a big hug. She's all happy to see us. Michael says hello. He's all happy to see us. And these are people we haven't seen in a while, and I miss them. And it's always good when we get to see them. And Sierra's always happy, and she's always got a smile on her face. Michael's always got a smile on his face. He's always a good kid. So I just like to let parents know when they're doing, because when you're not around, you don't really know how your kids act, but you hope they act the right way. And it's always nice to hear from other people that your kids are acting the right way and doing the right thing. So, Libra, you should be proud. They're great kids. And Mike Valentine is way ahead of himself. It's not quite Halloween yet, Mike, but happy Valentine. We will be doing a Halloween show. I will be live on the air Halloween evening. Unless Gene plans on going trick-or-treating, then I won't be here.
I'll be
Gene's going to be here. He's not going trick-or-treating. He doesn't think anyone's going to give him any candy. So I will definitely be here for the Halloween episode of the Alpha Male Show. I am looking. Well, Libra, I don't know if you've heard or not, but the comp cheer days are over. The elite team folded. There weren't enough girls. So longtime members Felicity and Christine are basically just out of luck because there was nowhere for them to cheer this year. And the Lyndhurst will not be putting out a senior team, an elite team. So they were unceremoniously cut short, and I myself was even removed unceremoniously because I don't have a child in cheering anymore. So there's no reason for me to be on the committees or anything else. But we will, November the 24th at the Senior Center in Lyndhurst, be running a comedy show. It will be myself and Paul Veneer. I will be opening up. Paul Veneer will be headlining at the Lyndhurst Senior Building November the 24th. Show starts at 7 with dinner, and me and Paul should be going on around 8:30ish, quarter after 8:30 about. Mike Sicoli in the house. What's going on, Mike? Mike is looking for a new cuddle buddy since his buddy Kevin Israel just got married this past weekend. So, Kev, congratulations on getting married. Shame no one could talk you out of it, but hey, since you're in, we might as well congratulate you and let everyone know that the infamous Mike Sicoli is looking for someone to cuddle with now. Rich Rez in the house. What's going on there, Rich? Good to see you, sir. And my buddy from down in Florida, Rocco Filarino in the house. Good to see Rocco here. Rocco was just, sending out thoughts, prayers, and good wishes to everybody down in Florida. I can see that you're on, so I hope you're in a safe area, and I hope your family and friends are all safe also. I know you were just praising how much you love being down in Florida. So I hope everything is good for you and good with you. And good, and all that good stuff. Rick Samolin in the house. What's going on there, Rick? Always good to see a former member of the Lyndhurst wrestling team. Speaking of Lyndhurst, their football team laid a beating on Harrison last week. Game of 46-0 schlubbing. It was an ugly event, but we enjoyed it. Glad Tampa Bay is fine, Rocco. That means the Buccaneers will be playing this weekend. The Buccaneers will be playing. Probably the Lightning, too, while we're at it. The Devil Rays or the Rays will not be playing because, hey, they're out. And speaking of out of the playoffs, so are the Yankees. And while I'm going to rag on the Yankees for the moment, I'm watching the game. I'm watching the games, flipping back and forth here and there. Last night I was watching a little bit more than the night before. Because Monday night I was watching football with Drew Brees breaking the all-time passing record. But I'm watching baseball, and it drives me nuts. Certain things just drive me up a wall. I've been watching baseball since I was a little kid. I've always loved the game. I've always watched it. I've always enjoyed it. And they put like this little score, the little strike zone box on the screen, so I could see where the screen is. And I'm trying to watch the game. I'm trying to watch this guy pitch. And every time they throw a pitch, it throws up a little blip of 92 miles an hour, 84 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour. And it's all stuck in this little strike zone thing they got going on. And it's like watching hockey with the globe puck. I was waiting for the baseball to start having streaks flying all over the screen with it. What is that? Why do we feel the need to do this? I mean, do you think the game gets any more exciting by you taking these little blips all over the screen and distracting me from watching the game? And I can't focus on where the pitch is and where it's going because, hey, you put up a little strike zone, and without your little strike zone, I can't see a pitch. I've been watching baseball since I was, since like 1974. I was about 3 years old then. I think I got it when they throw a pitch where it's going. I don't really need your little Sega, your little Nintendo 64 box screen thing up, Strike Zone thing. Get rid of that. It's unnecessary. And that's my rant on that whole stupid baseball Strike Zone thing. But while we're ranting and celebrating, the Red Sox really laid a beating on the Yankees. And I know there's a lot of Yankee fans out there, but the Red Sox really earned it. And I always used to root for the Red Sox to lose because I like the story of teams losing. It's entertaining when teams lose. When they have a history of being lovable losers, you tend to watch them lose, and when they start winning, it's not as much fun. But now the Red Sox are winning, so you got to kind of enjoy watching them win. And that team can hit. They're not a bunch of home run hitters. They come out, they slap the ball all over the field. They got some power. They get a lot of hit. They do a lot of running. They're an old school team. I'm really enjoying watching them play. That being said, I'd like to see them take on the Dodgers because, well, the Dodgers beat the Braves, and there's no team I hate worse than the Braves. Being a Phillies fan, I really despise the Braves. They're a horrible, horrible little organization. Anybody who wins that many titles in a row, I think it was like 14 or 15. If you win that many titles in a row and you only come up with one World Series, just fold your franchise and move to Guam because I don't need to watch you. You're just irritating me. So I'm glad the Braves are eliminated. The Phillies are rebuilding. A couple of more years, they should be a competitive team. Maybe I'll even learn one or two of the players' names by that time. Okay, let's see what else we got. Shameless. Quick update on Shameless. As always, we do a weekly Shameless Fiona boob alert. We haven't seen her boobs yet, but we're getting closer. This week, we saw her in a bra. It was pretty hot, and then she put on this little kimono robe she's got going on. It's just a matter of time before they pop out. She always gives us, Emmy Rossum always gives us a peek at them every season, and the season that she doesn't is the season that I stop watching Shameless. Because let's face it, that's why we're here, folks. It's all about the boobs. Boobs. We'll cut that out. Here's another thing. I'm a little far behind. I'm a little behind with certain things, like not everything, some things, and I can't even find what I'm looking for at the moment. Oh well, I'll look for it later. There we go. Hey, Donna Savoca in the house. What's going on, Donna? Good to see you. Always good to see family in the house. What was I talking about? I forgot. It was my fault. I got on the whole boob kick, the Emmy Rossum boob kick, and kind of distracts me from what I'm doing. Yeah. Chandler Riggs. Now, here's where I'm behind. I try and keep up with as many shows as I can. The Walking Dead, I just can't keep up with. It's a Sunday night. It usually comes on Sunday nights. There's football going on. There's baseball going on. Shameless is on Sunday nights, or Billions. There's a ton of stuff on Sunday night. So The Walking Dead I usually don't catch until it hits Netflix. So it just hits Netflix. And I try and stay away from all the information on it because it's out all over the place, especially with the internet. But and I even caught that the tiger died, which, quite frankly, was the most depressing part of the whole show. And the kid Carl dies. And they killed off the kid Carl pretty much as his character was peaking because apparently Chandler Riggs, the kid who played Carl on the show, decided he wanted to go to college. My question to you, Chandler Riggs, is what the hell is wrong with you? You're on a hit show. You can walk pretty much into any audition you want and get a part. You can walk into any restaurant you want and say, "Hey, I'm Chandler Riggs. And you can get in. Girls are throwing themselves at you, and I understand you want to go get an education and all this stuff. There's ways to work around this. You can take classes when you're not filming, little effort and stuff. I don't understand. You don't always get to be on a hit show. You don't always get to be at the top of your craft. You got fortunate at a young age, you got a top of your craft, and I appreciate the fact that you got your head on straight and you want to get an education, all that, and you're not like a Kardashian or a Jenner or these other wackaloons who are out there. And I can appreciate what you're thinking, but what are you thinking? I mean, come on, you run this show into the ground until they don't want you anymore. In the meantime, you could be turning that into multi-million-dollar movies and everything else. The ID channel, good old murder mystery. Don, I'm going to be honest, the last thing I really need are ideas on how to murder people. Because if I start putting together ideas on how to murder people, there's going to be missing bodies all over the state of New Jersey. And I think you know which ones are going to come first. You're in the same family I am. So you know who's turning up missing. And you know the first two people they're looking at when they turn up missing are me and you. So murder mysteries is probably not something I should be watching. It saves people's lives. Don't mind me, I'm just pouring water because I forgot to bring bottled water. So all I have is what Gene has sitting in the fridge for the last 6 months. As you can see, it's a full bottle of water because Tom Angeli didn't bother using water to wash down the cake he was spitting up all over his table last night. Someone get Tom Angeli on the phone. Tell him to swallow the rest of that cake and tell him, explain to me why there's cake all over this table. Crying out loud, I feel like I'm in a bakery. Look at all this powder and there's frosting, there's crumbs. There's some drool over here. I think Doug Max's finger is over there too. I think his tip of his finger got bit off by Tom. Crying out loud, Mongelli, calm yourself. I know it's cake, but composure. You're in a public forum here.
His birthday cake said, "Happy birthday, you fat bastard."
Yes, I saw the birthday cake that said, "Happy birthday, you fat bastard." And I'm going to be honest. Tom is probably my favorite person in comedy. Because as long as Tom is doing comedy, I'm not the fattest comedian out there. All right, so I got that going for me. So I want Tom Angeli to have a nice, long, prosperous comedy career. Because he is definitely one of the few comics who are fatter than me. Don't mind me, I'm just choking to death. It's fine. Hey, Paulie Nicastro in the house. What's going on there, Paulie? I hope your kid's doing all right. I saw he was in an accident. He was in the hospital. I hope all is well with him. I may have to go to the hospital because all of a sudden I'm choking to death on my own bile and disgrace. But if I die, don't worry about it. At least my American flag is here. They can just wrap me in it. John Rogan in the house. Yeah, John Rogan's a good buddy of mine. Me and him were sitting at the football game, the Lindner's football game the other day. And me and him were watching the game together. And, we're talking back and forth. And him and his brother have a bit of a strange relationship. And John, you don't have to worry because your brother, it's not a ham radio, so your brother's not listening to my show. We were talking back and forth, and John's making fun of his brother, and I'm making fun of his brother. And I make fun of his brother every day anyway, so it's fine. And John said, I asked John's, he's opening a new company and everything. And I asked him if he was going to hire his brother, and he said not a snowball's chance in hell that he would ever hire his brother. Yeah, no, there's zero chance he's listening. In fact, if he actually was starting to listen to my show on the internet, his pacemaker would probably short out. But I told Mr. Jim, our buddy Jim, what you said, and he hasn't stopped laughing yet. He's been laughing for a week straight over saying there's not a snowball's chance in hell that you're hiring that miserable bastard. And that was one of the funniest things I ever heard. And Mr. Jim is still laughing, and he wanted me to tell you that he's still laughing at that. Oh, I feel better. I can breathe again. What an idea. All right, where am I? Let's see. No, it's only 20 after. Good. A couple of weeks ago, or maybe it was last week. It was last week. I come in studio, and I'm not going to, it wasn't Ruben, so I'm not going to kill the other owner because I only like making fun of Ruben. But I come up and I say, look, the Wednesday, because I always do my show Wednesday nights. My time slot is Wednesday night, 7 to 8, right here at HamiltonRadio.net. You owe me a quarter for the plug, Gene. Yeah, we are stuck with him, John. We've been trying to get rid of him. We're doing our best to kill him, I promise you. Every time it gets sunny out, we push him outside. This way he's going to go stand in the hot sun. That his medication doesn't work. At least that's what he tells us. But anyway, we always work, we obviously don't work Thanksgiving Day, but I was asking Gene, hey, are we working the night before, Wednesday night? Are we gonna have shows running? And I'm not gonna make Gene leave his family on a holiday. I mean, I get it's the day before Thanksgiving, but you're always prepping and it's a big time. And I'm not going to have Gene come out and run my show if everyone else's show, Dave Hodge in the house, what's going on, Hodger? I'm not going to have Gene come run my show if nobody else is coming. If Animal House Radio isn't doing a show, if, what's that, Real Town? Real Town is before me, and Animal House Radio's after me. I'm not going to have them come in just to do my show. If those other two shows aren't going to run that night, they're going to stay home with their families. And that's kind of what I've always gotten to hear, that this country as a whole is more concerned with making money than it is with spending time with your family. We need to get back to I get it, certain things are important, certain things are a necessity, but, when the holidays come around, one of the other owners, they have like 75 owners here at Hamilton Radio. They all have like a 1% share. And my boy Hodge is right. He's going family first. He's screaming, and he's right. Family needs to come first. I get certain sacrifices need to be made in order to survive in today's world, but you still need to put family first before money. Because at the end of the day, when you're in that hospital bed and you're breathing your last breaths, you're doing it with your family. You're not doing it with, Abe Lincoln and George Washington. They might be paying for it, but there's more important things than money, and that's your family. And as I've always said on this show, and as I've always professed on this show, your family has to come first. So to me, if everybody else is going to... Now, of course, I want to do my show, but I also want to be with my family. So if everybody else is going to be with their family and everyone else is going to not going to do their show, I'm not going to be the one guy who goes, well, I'm coming in to do my show. If everybody else is coming in and Gene's going to be here anyway, then I will come in, and I'm part of the Hamilton Radio family too. And I'll come in and do my show if everyone else is. But if everyone else is going, we're not coming in, we're going to blow it off, then I'm not coming in either. One of the other owners tells me, he goes, well, I don't celebrate holidays. I'm all about the money. Well, swell, fella. That's great. But And that just makes me go, wow, he doesn't bother listening to anything I say on my show. Because if he listens to my show is about your family. My show is about spending time with your family. That's part of being an alpha. And doing that kind of stuff is definitely more important than making the money. And if you're not about spending time with your family, you're more concerned with making money and you don't celebrate holidays, well, then I feel bad for you because, that holiday time of year is time to spend time with your family. I'm looking forward to Christmas coming up with my grandson and Thanksgiving with him and all that stuff rolled into one. And then, before you know it, the New Year's here and Valentine's Day comes and goes. And then once Valentine's Day is over, then I can start dating again. And before you know it, March 14th's here, steak and blowjob day. Greatest holiday of them all. So, these things are the most important things. And to not celebrate holidays is just, it's asinine, quite frankly. A lot of your holidays, like, they're traditions. They're country traditions. They're family traditions. July 4th is about celebrating this country. Thanksgiving's about celebrating America. Christmas is about celebrating your faith, or in my case, getting gifts. But this is where we are, and this is what we're about. So, basically, I'm saying, just take the night off. We're just crying out loud. Hell's wrong with you people? Please, I'm losing my voice and everything. It's terrible. That's part of the problem with the changing of the weather. That and my job is extra busy this week as we're about to do inventory. I never understood inventory. You have a whole computer system that's telling you what is supposed to be in the building and what you have, and then we constantly do cycle counts to check what's there. But let's close down for a weekend and count everything anyway. Makes very little sense to me. But hey, they pay me a bunch of overtime to be there, so I will be there. But to me, you don't need all this hoopla for an inventory for any particular reason. You just take, what, if you're doing cycle counts of your inventory every day, and yeah, honestly, Dave, it is busy work. That's one way of putting it. If you're doing an inventory every single day, like, you're counting stuff and you're making sure it's right, and you're shipping your stuff, closing down for a weekend, to me, just says, hey, we don't feel like selling anything this week. We want to go count everything to make sure everything's here. Well, you're doing that anyway, and now you're just doing it all in one big conglomerate effort. And it just seems silly, but at time and a half, I'll be there. Ugh. Speaking of being there, November the 24th, I'll bring it up again. I mentioned it before, but we've had a bunch of people chime in since then. The November the 24th at the Senior Building in Lyndhurst, New Jersey, that's on Cleveland Avenue. You can't miss it. You turn down Cleveland Avenue. You just go to Cleveland Avenue, Lyndhurst. You turn down Cleveland Avenue, and at the end of the block is the Senior Building. It's really, other than a couple of houses, you can't miss it. It's on the end of the block. Paul Vanier will be headlining. I'll be opening up. We'll be doing support the Lyndhurst cheerleaders. What's left of them? It's a battered, torn group. It's like they've been through the war, and it's just the remaining few who are still there. But Paul Vanier will be headlining. When Paul's headlining, it's a 2-hour show. Just Paul alone. I'm probably only going to do about 15 minutes. I don't want to tie up Paul and offend anyone too much. Who am I kidding? I love offending people. It's hysterically funny. People getting upset is truly, it's funny for everybody else except the person getting upset. And you can't be everyone's best friend. Yeah, you ain't kidding, Dave. Deja vu. That's why I only brought me and Paul this time. No sense bringing everyone down to witness my shame of no one coming to the show. At least it's just me and Paul, and since they don't want to invite people, it's already been 2 weeks since I set up the show, and they still don't have a flyer ready. My main man, Dixon Fernandez, in the house. Loving me some Dixon. I see every time I go down to the soccer field, Dixon's down there. He's either practicing with North Jersey Alliance Football Club, he's training kids, he's refereeing games. I don't know how he ever gets out of there. I'm down there for 5 minutes. Honest to goodness, I am down at those fields for 5 minutes, and I have to leave because I'm being pelted by mosquitoes and all kinds of stuff. Just pounding me constantly. And Dixon's down there all the time. They must fear Dixon Fernandez because they're not bothering me. Someone knocking on the door. Who's knocking on the door? Who knocks here? Oh, the crazy lady? We have a crazy neighbor who's just knocking on the door right now. And Jean's over there going, she's not crazy. I was in the bathroom before and I heard her yelling at her dog. The only person who talks to her is her poor dog. Johnny Imbo, what's going on there, Johnny? Good to see you, sir. Always a pleasure. Dave needs chairs. Dave, we'll get you chairs. How many chairs you need? We'll get you all kinds of chairs. Whatever you need, I'll get you chairs. Just need them the 24th, because if you need them the 24th, I can split them up while I'm in there. Otherwise, we got to rob the chairs. But if you need chairs, let me know. We'll get you chairs. But that's November 24th. And this is going to be interesting because November 24th, I never get booked. Never happens. I won't book me either. The last time I got booked, I got brought up on stage. It was kind of a surprise. They had extra time. I was there. They asked me if I wanted to go up and do 5 or 10 minutes. Of course, I said yes. The host of the show, who also happens to be the infamous Shay Farrell, Shay Farrell. I don't even know how to say his last name. It's Shay. Shay _ Farrell, or Farrell. You only need 6 or 7 chairs? We could do 6 or 7. Dude, I'll steal you 6 or 7 chairs right out of the studio tonight. Ruben won't know. Ruben has no idea what he has here. It's just broken chairs all over the place. He doesn't throw anything. I've never seen anything like it. We got chairs over here that don't have seats on them. They're broken. You sit on them. They're falling. You basically have to stand up while you're sitting down. All the computer chairs just sink all the way to the ground. I've never seen anything like it. They refuse to throw out one broken chair. It's amazing. Every chair in this place is broken, and they have every one of them. Yeah, even if we throw them out, Ruben brings them back. And then when Ruben brings them back, he goes, look at this new chair I brought you. I'm like, that's a chair we just threw out. No, this is a new one. No, you can tell it's the same one. I wrote my name on it so you couldn't bring it back. And he just puts an X through your name and goes, your name isn't on this chair. I don't know what you're talking about. So that's the kind of place we have here with these chairs. The ones that aren't broken are the most uncomfortable chairs in the world that nobody sits in. All the office chairs are sunken all the way to the ground. They have 2 folding chairs, one of them that doesn't unfold, one of them that doesn't fold. And they have these other 4 chairs. I don't know what they are, but the cushions fall off the bottom. They look like something out of like the Jetsons when they thought the Jetsons were futuristic. And they found these chairs somewhere, and they're basically just metal with these weird cushions that just fall off them after a couple of days. And these are the kind of chairs we have here. I'm currently sitting on 7 books right now. I have 7 copies of the phone book underneath my ass right now because it's the only thing that holds up these chairs. It is just a disaster in here. Oh. All right. Now, as I was saying, 11:24. We got the show I'm doing with. Hey, Edgar's back. What's going on, Edgar? How's Colorado? You're getting stoned, weren't you? What else is there to do out there? For the Broncos? They're 2-3. They just lost to the Jets, for crying out loud. How bad is that? Anyway, 11:24, Cyber Saturday. I'll be performing with Paul Veneer at the Senior Center. 11:25, Rescue Mania 3 at Beckton High School in Carlstadt, East Rutherford. I'm not really sure which town it is. They're basically the same town anyway. I don't know why they just don't combine and fire both mayors and put me in charge. But anyway, 11:25, I'll be doing all the commentating with my partner, Cheyenne Ortiz, for Rescue Mania 3 at Beckton High School. It'll be the infamous Crowbar, Christopher Ford versus Andrew Anderson inside a 15-foot high steel cage for the Rescue Mania World Heavyweight title. That is correct, Dave. Number 3, you should come out. It's going to be a steel cage match as sanctioned by Rescue Mania Commissioner Rocco Mazza. He's taken time to stop commandeering beaches and sitting out on the beach by himself with his family while no one else can go on the beach. And he's come inside for the chillier weather to sanction this match between Crowbar and the infamous Andrew Anderson. And either I'm bleeding or snot is coming out. I don't know what the hell's coming out of my nose. Falling apart here. Hey, Paul, if you plan on sitting down over here, Paul Veneer is here. If he plans on sitting down anywhere here, bring a fork because Tom Angeli left an entire cake splattered across the friggin' table. Look at this. It's all covered. This whole thing is covered in cake powder and cake mix and frosting. and I had to flick Doug Max's fingertip off the table
So you're
because he
saying-
bit that off too.
So you're saying things couldn't be badder?
No, they couldn't be badder at all. I gotta say, to this day, I said it before and I'll say it again. I'm glad Tom Angeli's a comedian. He's one of my favorite comics. He will always be my favorite comic because as long as Tom is in comedy, I am not the fattest comic in comedy. It's terrible. Tom Montefusco in the house. Tom, I expect to see you at Rescue Mania 3. No, Tom didn't leave cake. Tom left splatter. Like, as you're shoveling in cake and you're just going with both hands and you're stuffing it in and stuff falls and gets smeared all over the place, that's what's left on the table. That's what's left on the table. It's residue. That's all.
Residue.
Cake residue is all that's left on this table.
That's a good name for a
Totally
band, Residue.
Let's name a band Residue.
Residue.
It'll be me, Shay, you. Gisela can sing. Carlo on the skins.
He's on the Skins, all right.
I'll just play with the tambourine. And everyone will return to the infamous, long-forgotten segment, Eating with Paul Veneer.
Salad.
He's eating a salad.
Salad today, folks. That's it, salad.
It's salad.
I ate too much,
This segment's really taking a nosedive.
I ate too much Italian food the last 2 days.
How is that possible?
It is.
How do you eat too much Italian food?
I couldn't move for 2 days. I was so full I couldn't move.
I've never heard of eating too much Italian food.
I know.
Hey, Gerald Benford in the house. What's going on, Gerald? Good to see you, sir. Always a pleasure.
Gerald.
I haven't seen Gerald in a while. Last time I saw him, he was stripping in a parking lot. He was changing.
For money?
It's always for money. No one does anything for free. But Gerald was going from like a blue shirt to a bluer shirt. He just went from one button-down dress shirt to the next. Me, I just dress like sewage, so I wouldn't know. This food all over the place. What a mess. And none of it's Paul Veneer's food. It's amazing. Just amazing. Exactly. Dave just said it. Salad and cake splatter all over the place.
Pepperoni?
There's pepperoni. It's Italian. Paul can't eat it. Because he's had too much Italian food the last few days.
I had meat sauce twice yesterday. I had it for lunch with my mother-in-law, and then my daughter made meat sauce. I had it again. I said, I couldn't refuse it, and I couldn't move.
I had
Last
it.
night I couldn't move.
I had it once. I started having it for lunch, and then I finished it off with dinner.
There you go.
I didn't want to stop. Because then if I stopped, I would have ate it twice.
Right.
But as long as I just continuously ate it all day,
It's one meal.
it was one meal. So I only
Right.
ate it once.
You only ate once yesterday.
Yeah, I only ate once. I only had one meal yesterday. Of course, I never stopped eating. Let's see what I can't even see what I keep looking up there to see what time it is, but you can't see that
right
clock anymore. I have it here at the bottom of the screen because I go there and I'm like, it's too dark up there. There used to be a light on there,
Yeah.
but that's gone. You know, I was just commenting on how Ruben has every chair in here is broken.
Really?
Every chair is broken. All the office chairs sink straight to the ground. The folding chair, the one folding chair doesn't fold up, the other one doesn't open up. Those other pink chairs over there are just all broken. They're all broken. The one Gene sits in has one arm. And these chairs are, you can't sit in them. They're like sitting in something from the Flintstones because they're made of rock.
I noticed that the screwdriver in the other room moved. I saw a screwdriver move.
And we throw these chairs out all the time, and Ruben just brings them back in and tells you they're new. You throw the chair out, and then Ruben wheels in and he goes, I got your new chair, guys. And we say, this is a new chair, but just threw that out. No, you didn't. We just got this in. I said, no, it's not. I wrote my name on it. My name says, Ed Ruffalo threw this chair out. And he puts a big X through my name and says, no, you didn't. This is a brand new chair. I just bought it. On my Uber trip. I brought a man to Staples, and I went inside and got this chair. Oh. Well, your Yankees,
Yeah, they got. Let's put it this way:
you know what?
once you get past the wild card, and you get the playoffs. The best team wins. That's the way it is.
Let me tell
They
you,
weren't good enough.
they got beat by a better team.
Yeah,
And it's not that the Yankees aren't a great team this year because
they came a long way.
Aaron Boone took this team. You didn't expect him to do anything with it because he wasn't Joe Girardi.
But,
He did a real good job with them.
yeah,
They just met a juggernaut. The Red Sox are just
Red Sox got it all. They got pitching.
Everybody
They got
hits.
speed. They got power. They got hitting. They
and
got
they got
everything.
and their closer's a spider.
Right.
Their closer's a spider. 'Cause
They
he
almost got to him.
you know, I thought they had him.
I thought they had him.
I thought they had him, and I couldn't have been happier because he came up as a Brave. As a Philly fan, I hate the Braves,
Right.
so I never liked Kimbrel, and they were batting him around.
Yep.
And I'm like, this is fantastic. He's going to blow this game.
almost did.
I didn't think they were going to go back to Boston and win, but I thought Kimbrel was going to blow that game. I would have
Right.
felt good.
Yeah.
And they just got what's that kid's Torres' name?
Sanchez.
No, it wasn't Sanchez. It was the Torres.
Sanchez
kid.
hit the ball. It was almost.
Yeah, he hit the bomb.
Yeah.
But the kid who came up and
Torres.
was almost
Glaber.
safe.
Glaber.
Gaber.
Hey,
Gay Fokker.
like I said, when you get to the playoffs, the best team wins.
Exactly.
That's the
I
way it goes.
I thought the Red Sox are just a juggernaut. They're going to be a hard team to beat all the way
They can be
down.
very hard. They can be beat, but
Yeah, well, they're
Houston's tough.
Houston's a tough
That's gonna be a
team,
good series.
and I think whoever gets there, I think the Dodgers are going to be in the finals.
I don't know. Brewers are tough too.
Brewers are tough. I think Dodgers are a little better.
I like to see the Brewers win just because I like to see Bob Uecker be happy.
I hate seeing Bob Uecker happy. I was just saying, you have to have these teams that never win.
Right.
You know, you got to have the lovable losers. We lost the Cubs.
Yeah.
We lost the Red Sox.
Yep.
We're really down to Cleveland.
Yep.
We need some of these other teams that just never win.
Yeah,
And the Brewers are one of those teams.
they are.
So we have to keep the Brewers where they are, in the basement. Besides, ever since they had the Brewer dude stopped sliding down into a big beer, I really have disdain for the Brewers. You know, he used to slide down into the big mug of beer.
Right.
And now they took away the mug of beer, and now he just slides down the slide.
Why'd you take the beer away?
Well, because they don't want little kids drinking.
Oh, jeez.
The name of your team is the Brewers.
Really?
You're the Brewers. You're the goddamn Brewers, and you don't want the guy sliding down. You don't want your mascot sliding into a beer. Why don't you change your name to the Sissy Marys, and then you don't have to have him sliding down into a beer. He could slide down into a big field like he's running through on Little House on the Prairie and could trip over a rock. Jackass. It's like that annoy me. I know what else annoys me? They put that stupid little Nintendo video box Strike Zone up on the screen yesterday. I'm watching it in a little blip, 85 miles an hour, 90 miles an hour, 92. What is that? I'm not playing. If I wanted to play Nintendo, I go play Nintendo trying to watch real baseball. Things like that just irk me.
One thing I was glad about last night's game is that Angel Hernandez, the umpire, who's the worst umpire in baseball,
Yeah.
didn't blow any calls at home plate because that could have been really deadly.
Yeah.
Like a close play at home plate could have ruined the whole game.
Well, I got to be honest. I don't like Boston's manager. I don't like Alex Cora.
He did a good job.
Yeah, he does a great job.
He did a great job. He managed very well.
But
he managed better than Boone did.
I think he's just a loudmouth pain in the ass. He does a really good job. He's a great coach. I just don't like him. Hey, cousin Tony Di Giovanni is in the house. That's my cousin Tony. What's going on, cousin Tony? Always good to see cousins and family and friends and things. Right now, my other cousin is trying to plot on how to kill my other cousin. She's watching Murder Mysteries.
Trying to get ideas.
A ton of ideas. Well, hey, we have Alpha Male, Alpha Female of the Week. Alpha Male of the Week, the infamous Drew Brees breaking Peyton Manning's all-time passing yards
that was
record.
history, yeah.
That was history. I was sitting there and waiting. I'm watching the whole game. I'm flipping between that and the Yankee game. I get up to go to the bathroom. I come back, and Brees is already through for the touchdown. I was so annoyed. I'm like, really? It was in the bathroom for 5 minutes.
That gets a big of course.
Of course.
That always happens. I can be watching the game, nothing's happening. It's a pigeon. What the hell?
Carlo just sat on one of the unbroken chairs and fell off the chair. He just knocked the whole chair down. Carlo fell off the chair through the floor into the basement. Right now, he's in Theodore Jiggett's office.
Wow.
Frank Moscow asking the two of us to take our tops off.
Wrong gender.
Well, I got boobs. I don't know about you, but I got those massive C cups. Oh. And our alpha female of the week. I've pretty much gone through all my stripper friends, all my exotic dancer friends, but there's still a couple of them out there. And Katie Sutra, adorable little redhead, gorgeous as all can be, working her butt off, pole dancing, hoop dancing, all these other dancings. Real down-home type of girl, sexy as can be. This week's alpha female. Because honestly, the females are letting me down. The females in this country are letting me down. You're being way too feminazi for me. We need you to step up. We need you to step up your game.
Be women.
Yeah, come on. Be women. Be alpha women. There's tons of you out there.
We don't need more men. We need more women.
Exactly. We already suck at being men. We don't need you to be men to suck at it too. Go be women. Okay? You have your role, we have ours. We're all in this together. We all got to do this together. You know, we can't be women. We're no good at it. Women have to be women.
Women could rule the world if they wanted to.
They pretty much do.
They do in a way. Indirectly, they do.
Let's face it. Men might wear the pants in the family, but it's the women who control the zipper.
That's right.
So they're definitely in control.
Men think with the little heads rather than the big heads.
Exactly. And
They're easily led.
it's a good thing I'm eating all this Italian food, so Paul doesn't have to keep eating Italian food. But, with all that being said,
So who's the girl that you said won? What does she do?
Katie Sutra, she's from Louisiana, adorable little redhead. Just, in fact, she took, it made me laugh. She took a picture one time with the little piglet in her lap. Cutest little thing, little pig, just sitting right in her lap.
Bacon and eggs.
Somebody reported the thing as obscene.
Really?
Yeah, somebody reported saying that that picture was obscene because the pig's head was in her lap.
Really? It's bacon and eggs, man.
Yeah. So what I did was I went into my freezer. I took a pound of bacon, I sat it in my lap and I took a picture of it and posted it on her feed. And she thought it was hysterical. And I thought it was hysterical too, because quite frankly, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard reported. She had this adorable little piglet. He was like this big, its head sitting in her lap. And somebody reports that it's obscene. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you people?
She was being porked.
Yeah. She was getting a ham sandwich. Well, speaking of animals, let's start with the plugs. Jen Garrett at rockamail.com. She runs Paws and Claws Rescues out in Hoopstown, Illinois. She's the Alfie winner from last year. She does great work with mountain lions, tigers.
Wow.
Yeah, you got to see some of the pictures. Wolves. She's got pictures with these animals, like, you know.
Mountain lions, that's rough.
You got to see her. She's got a pet tiger. She got a picture with a tiger, and she's just petting a tiger. Just a white
Did
tiger.
she raise it, or she found it later on?
She rescues them. I'm pretty sure she raised the tiger, the mountain lion.
Because
She
lion,
found
yeah,
raised-
you have to raise them to get them to be that trustworthy.
But
Wow.
she's a doll. She's got all kinds of animals, raccoons, all kinds of stuff. I'll show you the pictures afterwards. They're all on my Alpha Mail page, which I never do anything with because I'm inept. But go to Jen Garrett at rockamail.com. Send her a donation. Help her keep Paws and Claws running for all of us. And even though Paul is a little tired and he's eating a salad, the rest of us can go to Josie's Pizzeria, 228 Stuyvesant Ave in Lyndhurst, New Jersey.
Are they? Is he sponsoring that show we're doing again?
Yeah, probably. We're probably going to have him sponsor. They talked about getting some food donated
Cool.
from some of the parents,
Because the food was
like
good.
wings. Oh, the food is incredible.
Yeah, Josie's good.
Really is. Josie's Pizzeria, 201-933-1966. Tell them Ed from the Alpha Mail Show sent you. Also go to Fan Centro. That's FANCENTRO /CynthiaTaser.com. You want to see what she's putting up there on her Snapchat and everything else. She's just amazingly gorgeous. If you're into tall, leggy blondes, she's your girl.
I'm in.
CynthiaTaser.com. Go to Fan Centro /CynthiaTaser. I think it's like $10 a month, and she does some wild stuff. Definitely check her out. Also, North Jersey Alliance Football Club. Again, my boy Dixon Fernandez, the whole crew, Edgar Guardia, out in Colorado, trying to expand the brand. Go check them out. North Jersey Alliance FC on Facebook, and just click on their page. Go buy some stuff. All the money goes back to the kids in town and all that stuff. So buy their gear or your nerds. Mary Rose McGivern. Give her a call, 412-901-8420 for all your travel needs. Whether you're traveling by land, by air, by sea, by bicycle, by sewer system.
Scooter?
However
By
you
scooter?
want to get there. Scooter, yes. Phil Rizzuto. If you're traveling by Phil Rizzuto, call Mary Rose. She will get you there, wherever you're going. Also, go to acjokes.com for the AC Comedy Club. If you're in Atlantic City, go check them out for all the best comics from Philly, New Jersey, Connecticut, New York, wherever they're from. They know what they're doing. Crying out loud. Watch the show. Hey, Carl Carbone in the house. Also, Monday nights, the Uncomfortably Funny podcast from 7 to 9 with Dave Hodjanowski, Anthony Ennis, and Shay Farrell. All brought to you from Pet Cemetery Studios. Check them out on Instagram, or no, not Instagram, Facebook, Ustream. That's it, Ustream, Periscope, and wherever else they can get on or get thrown off of. And remember, 11/24 will be me and Paul Veneer at the Senior Center in Lyndhurst, New Jersey. As soon as the flyers are ready, I will post them. But the league, as always, is dragging their butts. And then 11/25 in Carlstadt, New Jersey at Beckton High School will be Rescue Mania 3. I will be commentating with my partner Cheyenne Ortiz as the infamous Crowbar, the timeless Crowbar, takes on the beast himself, Andrew Anderson, inside a 15-foot high steel cage for the Rescue Mania Heavyweight Championship of the World. And all of this is brought to you by our lovely friends right here at HamiltonRadio.net. Gene, you owe me another quarter. That's 50 cents today. I have no voice. This is fantastic. I talk for 1 hour. I have no voice. I'll probably lose my voice at the 11:24 show at the senior building. Thank God Paul's coming up behind me so people can be entertained after being offended. And then 11:25, I will be at Rescue Mania 3. So everyone, enjoy your week. I will see you next week. We will be here all the way through until possibly before Thanksgiving. We haven't decided yet. Depends what everybody else is doing. Everyone, for now, have a great week. I will see you next week right here, and hopefully the table will be clean, as I'm sure Tom Angeli will lick up all the frosting on Tuesday. That fat bastard.
There's plenty of fiber.
Yeah.